Hey guys, what's going on? Posting the YouTube there. Here, let's get going. Here's the campaign again. Been working on stories like that. Just got confirmation from 2 of the stories. Have artists working on 2 of the splash page for Second Skin and Sea Demon. So things are moving along. Plus, I got productive night out of Vic last night. Got a couple emails there I need to check eventually. Work related. Should gonna do a little cleanup here as well. Probably, if you didn't see that King Spawn blank cover, I think I always put my Spawn in like one box out there, so I think we're just gonna set that thing right there. Some of this I showed on Vic's last night, but hey, you might not have been up late. Spawn 313 that I picked up at the comic shop. So, and I think I left off at 312. I was getting them all the way up to 312. I think you've seen that, but just forgive me for if I'm Spawn 327. The Violator there, very nice. 328. So at least they're up to 328 here. That's really seminal Spawn. Well, I wouldn't say seminal Spawn, but your typical Spawn cover, badass. I don't know, black, very nice. Now what I say about black, blank covers, Gunslinger number 7, and then Gunslinger number 7 again with the artwork. With one of the covers, I guess the main cover, I don't know. So sorry for missing yesterday, and I did show some stuff on Vic's last night. Like I said, I backed into somebody's car like a couple days before. Handle that. Still haven't got it all handled, and had to mail a thing off and just take care of business, but things are moving ahead very nicely. I've been thinking about the concepts. Had another breakthrough today. I've been like every day has been like a breakthrough. Like, yeah, that ties in good with this. This is really good. So I'm on a stream of consciousness for the last few days. Nero Jack number 1. This is from Techno Comics, August 1996. All digital artwork in that one. Kind of like a little update. Didn't even know this was out there from Techno Comics. Let me put that one in the box. That one's not. I have a box here, short box. Got some Silver Age boards and bags. Hey, somebody's in here and left me a like. Thank you so much. And like I said, things have been progressing really well with the art. Have 2 splash page or pages. Splash page, really the opener pages. One is a full splash page for Sea Demon. One is the opening page to Second Skin. I think you'll like those stories. Those are the backup stories. And Devil Flyer. Got a Scavengers number 2. I don't know if I had this or not. I might. Adam Post actually, was a part of these Triumph comics. And what I liked about them is they're all individual. They're all one of a kind. Now, every comic's one of a kind out of a big run, right? Well, this was a little bit more personalized. It was this is 3,427 of 20,000 printed. That was their thing. They printed the print run on there. About the highest I've seen as a freebie that was from them. That was like, might set that aside with the spine because I think I have some of these. And I probably need to show that kind of that it's CG related. I got a Panthera #1 that's from Dynamite. Todd McFarlane, Amazing Spider-Man 300, I believe, homage cover to that comic. And I saw a regular Panthera #1. It was nice too. Hey, Dave. Good to see you, buddy. What time's it over there? I should know by now. I asked you as many times. And I picked up 3 Phantom Star Killers. It would have been a neat cover. I doubt I would have picked up all 3 copies, but I heard Comic Tom on YouTube about 6 months ago or so that these were collectible, blah 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 blah. So, and it is a black cover, all glow in the dark. I don't think I've seen a completely all glow in the dark. And this is put out, Phantom Star Killers, put out by Black Caravan Comics. I got them for cover price, so I couldn't beat that. It's like a little Kenner action figure, except down here it says Killer. So that's pretty neat. I like to collect the toy type covers, that they've done, sort of take off on Mark. Hey, Shadowhawk. Sorry about yesterday. I did see your comment after I'd stopped the stream, that you were off. Hopefully you caught some of that on Vix. I mean, he was drawing, my characters. I got him to draw a couple things, 2 or 3 things. Wow, man, this one looks brighter. Noticeably brighter. Can you see that difference? I think you can. This one's darker. That's pretty wild. Glow in the dark. Maybe just got more of the fluorescent, maybe just because it's glowing some, but I don't think it would glow in daylight. But yeah, you can see the difference there, can't you? And I've got another one. I picked up 3 of these. I think that was a pretty good score on those. Picked up Outlaw Kid #15, done by Gil Kane cover. He didn't do the insides. I think it was Jack Abel inks and 20 center. Jack Abel inks and Dick Ayers and Jack Abel. And they worked many times together. I might already had this. I don't know, but it's, Amazing Spider-Man 62 or 863, whichever numbering you want to go by. Kind of the, what is it, 55 years? They obscure this just about every time, but I think 65 years of Spider-Man. You do the math. Sort of a Venom type chest thing here, symbol. Really. Hey, Greg, hadn't seen you in here in a little while. I do have a nice cover to show you, which I know you'll like. It's inked by Todd McFarlane and done by Silvestri. So I think you'll like that. Oh, here it is in my hand. Yeah, Scorched #1, of course, part of the Spawn universe. Silvestri cover, inked by Todd McFarlane. Just in time, man. You must have known. You like that, Greg? Does that do it for you? Is that badass enough? No, you tell me. Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, I gave cover price for that. And this is MU Press, rare, and black cover, condition sensitive. It's not, it needs a pressing, but it's not in that bad a shape to be such a rare independent book. I'm sure this did not have Stan's Family Values. Did not have a large print run, but look at the probably color pencil or whatever they used hatching there. I like stuff. I like art that you can see the process. It may not look slick digital professional coloring, but it gets the job done. And I'd like to see stuff like that. Okay, let's see what everybody's saying. Hey, Nami, you're in here. Old man shows impressive as usual. Yeah. Oh, it's 2311 here. So that's military time. So it's late. Uh Dave. Yeah. Most homage covers cover. Yeah. Oh, it probably is, Dave. The Spider-Man 300. Yeah, it's probably the most homage cover out there for sure. Tree Goblin. Hey, what's going on? Like I say, sorry for tomorrow. Yesterday, Sylvester should draw Cyberforce again. Yeah, I mean, what the fuck is he doing lately? Well, I know he's got stuff going, Dave, but it's not Cyberforce. I guess it's like he doesn't want to go back. I think he thinks that maybe he can go back always to that and have an audience, but he doesn't want to do that right now when you have fresh ideas and you want to move on to higher things. That could be it. I wish I could care about the Spawn universe, but I can't. Some of the art is great, of course, but I don't like the entire concept. Um, well, I don't know because I don't read them. I just think they're the best value out there. Now, I paid $6 for that one, Greg, but because it was cover price and it's a back issue by now. But for 2.99, except for Alterna, they got the best value out there, and I think there is a Spawn following. So collectability, that's just basically what I'm doing because I ignored Spawn for a long time. And then, on some stream or something, they said, "Hey, for 2.99, it's a great value." And I'm like, he's right. It's probably one of the best values out there. I don't know why I'm collecting it if it's not just to sell to Spawn collectors later, because for collectability, you can always sell a good Spawn issue to somebody. I mean, any Spawn issue to somebody, unless it's been. And I wish I collected when they had the small print runs, because there was years where they had very small print runs, kind of like all the I mean, like Savage Dragon, Eric Larson. I mean, he's had some very, very small, and they don't care. I mean, they're doing their thing. They've got their money, but the thing of it is, I mean, they're doing what they enjoy, whether it sells or not. But I would want it to get out there to people, my ideas, but I think sometimes they think, well, collectability. If I'm only selling 2,000 copies a month, then that just makes them more collectible. Yes, but you have to supply and demand. You have to have a demand for it. Uh, um, let's see. If Silvestri came to CG, Greg says, and launched a Cyber 4 graphic novel, it would be huge. Yeah, probably like Pitt, and great score for Philip being able. I mean, I wouldn't want that pressure to write the next Pitt story on me, really. You know, I'd have to read everything Pitt, and I guess Phil has, just to catch up. I don't care much about Spawn either. Gun Demon now is more like it. Yeah, oh yeah, you suck up. But you're right. I mean, Gun Demon's going to be awesome. You know, I just want Al Simmons and drop the link. Well, you ain't got a link right now, but anyway, drop the link to your channel, whatever. If y'all got links, drop the links. Everybody's got a ranch around here. I just want Al Simmons. We have talked about Spawn a little bit, Greg. It's been a while, a minute, as they say. I just want Al Simmons. I dislike all the different. I do too. I mean, it's almost like renumbering. Why can't you just stay with the same numbering? That's the one thing I like about Spawn, breaking 300, highest number for an independent comic. Um, he's stuck with the same numbering and he swears he's going to do that. And if he wants to do other Spawn titles, like he has, he's going to open up new titles like the Spawn universe because he knows legally he can't cross over anymore with some of the guys at Image. It's just not going to happen. They drug their feet enough, as he says. Uh, it really a universe when it's basically just different versions of the same character. I agree. It is. It is. It's different takes, different riffs on the same character. And I don't know why you don't just do separate titles for that instead of incorporating it into the same title. Maybe there'll be less of that, Greg, in Spawn now that he's branched out. You know, I don't see how he's putting all these titles out like that. But I mean, obviously he's hiring a lot more people. I'd love to write Pitt. Yeah, and you probably could because you know the lore. It's been a minute since I've read any Dream Gig. Yeah, it would be. I also love to write uh, Ox Oxalum. No joke, Dave. Yeah, best looking new team of our era. Oh, you're hurting my feelings now because I don't really have team, but you know, I am gathering up a team, but not with any name in mind, just individual I'm just trying to get my individual characters, and they will group into a mega thing. And it's coming together nicely, tying in the backup stories in the book with the main story. Not all of them, but I mean, it's going to be epic. I wonder. I hope y'all come along for the ride. I wonder what you'll do with that, Greg. I imagine your stories have a dark edge to them. Uh, yeah, he kind of gives off that vibe, doesn't he, Dave? Genuine Comics, my stories have the type of atmosphere that the titles called for. Greg, I could see whatever the name of it is. Sorry, guys, for being dark and being something like Claremont X-Men. I'd probably prefer the latter. Man, I mean, Greg knows how to drop the atomic bomb. Just go with one of the greatest writers. I mean, he's done bad. I guess there's been some bad Claremont stuff as much as he done. Very prolific. I mean, I would put Claremont up there with Chuck Dixon as far as volume of work and Mike Barron. But yeah, probably Claremont beats them all. And who can, Greg? Really? I mean, you're pushing the nuclear button. Who could stand up to Claremont X Men? I mean, it took 2 years probably to develop Dark Phoenix story, one of the greatest stories of all time. Of course, he had one of the greatest art teams of all time. First Dave Cockrum, and then Terry Austin inking John Byrne. I mean, and it's sorry that it petered out. I wish they could have continued on with that another 50 issues or more. Claremont is definitely one of the best. Yeah, prolific. Here's the boys introductory offer. I saw all four of these issues on 50 cents, grabbed them all, said, I'll take those for $2. The boys there, 50 cents. I mean, you couldn't produce this for 50 cents for Dynamite. Whether it's, I mean, they're mint, grab them 50 cents. Come on, man. Collectible, no brainer, 50 cents. And I think they're full stories. And I didn't look. I think this one was like inside Derek Robertson. I'm not familiar with him, uh, but this had Adam Hughes cover. Skulls and cans behind, just buried instead of just married. I think she's flipping you off with a a wine glass of blood, probably. Vampirella Unholy Dracula, issue 1. Adam Hughes cover for 50 cents. Adam Hughes, come on. I don't know how widely distributed. They only had one copy of each, and I just on the counter, and I went, those are gone real quick. 50 cents piece. Adam Hughes. I mean, I didn't know that till I looked. And another boys, don't know which one that is. I know the boys title, but put that with the other boys there. And I'm not going to read them. They're going to go in a box. But now this was cool. Gabriel Del Otto cover on Army of Darkness versus Reanimator. I like Del Otto covers, did a lot of Spidey covers and stuff. I first encountered him like in 2005 or 6 when he was doing that. Um, oh, what was it? Silver Surfer and Ronin and the Super Scroll, and I forget the overarching title of that right now. But that's when I got some Del Auto covers. I would buy a whole long box for like $50 and get all their new stuff that they didn't sell. I mean, that's the way I picked up a Walking Dead number 8 that's worth about $125 in near mint condition. Last time I checked, uh, this is Spawn 325, Core Gorilla, I guess. I think it killed Core Gorilla. I think so. I forget, but it's probably trying to get the latest, 325. Let me put that with the others here, because I've got a Spawn box in there. Try and see which ones I'm missing and whatnot. Got this Doctor Strange for the cover, basically, for cover price. Go ahead and tape it down. I picked up a Mago from Walmart. I picked up a Mago doll. I do like the old style 70s Mago stuff. Yeah, I mean, great villain lording over, and Doctor Strange is kind of in the headlines now. Got a new movie coming out. He was in the latest Spidey movie, which I finally watched. Greg, did you watch it? It was, I know a lot of people say they're done with Marvel movies, but No Way Home um, was a pretty good romp. It was good to see Tobey Maguire and, all the other. I mean, it was a hoot a minute, as far as jokes, but I mean, not that I laughed at every one of them, but it flowed okay. Claremont's definitely, yeah. I put Pat Mills, Chuck Dixon, Mike Barron, and the Grant and Wagner team on the same level. Yeah, I probably saw. I just mentioned two or three, but what is your most valuable comic, Rex? Wow. Woo. That's Dave. Shoot. Golly. I'm thinking Golden Age. I'm thinking, I wish I could just say, hey, this is a gem of my collection. I mean, this is definitely a gem of my collection. I mean, the one and only color guide to Avengers number 4, but you couldn't get it what it's worth. You can, I mean, you'd be lucky to get $400, and I don't think you would get that for it. I don't think you'd get it. Oh, is Renee in here? Renee, hey, hello. Uh, What's my voice? Let me think about that. Renee, yo, yeah, I had to rewrite my Gun Demon script, so I've been slamming it out lately. Yeah, you've been busy, and I'm sure, and I'm feeling really good about the new script. I know the previous versions, but I had a lot because of artists. Yeah, and I mean it's good. I mean, I'm taking time to marinate and bubble, and I think I've got more time now, but I'm still going to shoot for having it out by the end of the year. I mean, if I can have it out by October, I will. But if we're not having a for fans fest, that was kind of what I was trying to hit. If we're not going to have that this year, and it looks like we're not, uh, then I'm going to give my art team and other things, more time. But I've got one story near complete, 2-page story. Got start on 2 more of the backup stories. The main story's all complete except for coloring, and I'm getting a bead line on colorist now. Greg says left me hanging on commission, so some characters didn't get designed. Yeah, yeah. I guess you're talking about Dave War Hell. I don't know, but maybe not. And if I'm wrong about that, I'm sorry. I had it on mute. Mother. Mm. Well, fuck. Well, it took me long enough to read that. I won't say it took y'all long enough. Sorry, man. Um, shit. Clip that. Yeah, I read all those basically. I mean, yeah, he's a writer. Um, yeah. What's that little symbol, Tree Goblin? I have thousands of dollars just in design alone. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've had model sheets done up and other stuff, and it takes a lot. Neil Adams, of course, sad passing. Love his use as for a costume on this character, Miss Mystic. This is one volume two, and I guess because this red kind of flared out like she was pregnant, I just was in a hurry and kind of glanced at it and thought, is she pregnant? But she's not. But wouldn't that be a hell of a start to a second volume? Which I don't know why you start over anyway. Just continue with the numbering. I didn't know this was out here. This is Alex Ross cover. Merciless, The Rise of Ming from the pages of Flash Gordon #2. Got it for like $3. All the rest were like maybe $4, but this was the better cover anyway. So this is the one I selected with merman stuff. I mean, you just have to keep chipping at it, don't you, Greg? I mean, I like oh, we have some production problems. Sounds like Greg, you have a new artist lined up. Uh like spotty movement and action poses are a major part of Gunny's. Yeah, I have a character called Hopper, so he hops around like a tree frog. Um, you know, there's no better poses than Spidey poses, except, when he's doing this. I mean, you can take that out, change that. But he's great, on poses. I mean, he contorts and jumps and hops around like no other hero. That's why he's probably so popular, he's so limber, especially in the early series when one of the reasons, because I think having the mask and then you can imagine anybody can imagine themselves under that mask. He's not like set, even though there is a Peter Parker. Um, especially in the early series when he's not able to speak good English. Uh, Finatra, yeah, I was on with Finatra. After Vic's stream, I and Finatra talked behind the scenes probably for an hour. Uh, so that was cool. And I got an invite again. I've been on his channel a couple times. Another invite to come on his channel sometime, show off some stuff. But I'm doing show offs on Pops. You know, I'm doing this daily, trying to. Finatra talked on mute for 20 minutes once. It was the best bit. Yeah, and I read a story and I went to get something to drink. And, y'all may have seen that. I read an original story I wrote in 2019. Because I heard like story time and I started out with that and I put myself on mute. When I came back, the climax and everything, you can't hear it. So I'm going to have to redo that at some time, find that story and reread it, you know, or reread the rest and then have good stuff, clip it together because he is make me an opener and he's uh, going to do some best ofs, some of the best stuff I've shown, put in to some best ofs and some other stuff uh, for the channel, in like 10-minute quickies, you know, some of them. Yep, keep clipping at it, chipping at it. Rex, never stop and keep improving the level quality. Yeah. Currently working on the cover. Mecha Man. Yeah, issue 0. That's my Gun Demon backers will get. Yeah. And what do you think about this story? I haven't approached him with it yet, but I'm gonna have Vic draw my Sea Demon story, and Apex Comics is going to do a Sea Demon story too. But Vic, I think, is the right person to do this story I have in mind. So, because I want it to be epic, and I know he can do it. I'm gonna have him do the story, and it'll be a short story, maybe a 5-pager, you know. But I can tell all that in 5 pages. epic battle, future ramifications, past ramifications. It's going to be oh man, it's going to do kill demons. He's going to fight to kill demon. It's not just going to be a fight though, you know, but having to do the same story. Okay, after he gets that one drawn, draw it again in manga style, and I offer that as like a tier, maybe a stretch goal, a freebie, but have the same story done in two styles because I know he can do it because he's drawn Sea Demon. I got some stickers made. I got a patch designed. Um, you know, I've got a possible crossover already with another super team. We'll see. Okay. Um, but it's gonna be nice. It's coming along nice. The idea. I mean, I've taken time to think about it. Like what Greg. I mean, he's reworking. Cinematic trailer now too. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, give yourself some time. I mean, but yeah, I know you're wanting to get it out there, and I am too, man. I mean, you know, I just got the payout a week or so ago for the little ash can, and that's helped, with commissioning other artwork. And I already had some paid for, but I didn't. And I changed my thinking on that. I'd already paid him for a couple pages, and I said, why don't we do this? You do the first two splash pages to these two different stories, and then I'll get back to you on because I wanted him to do a cover with all my characters. Well, I can tell he needs to first draw my characters individually. Some of them, you know, I've got like the Squad and others that he hasn't even done, but are dope film noir, and they may play into my next project, which is going to be Silver Boa, set in the past and the present, and it's going to be, uh, black and white with gray tone, and then that way I don't have to worry about a colorist. But it's going to be dope all in itself, kind of like Sin City, uh, but with gray tone and sort of film noir, And then, if we want to colorize it down the line, we can. Kind of like they're doing with Walking Dead Deluxe. Um, uh, that's cool that you're doing a trailer, Greg. When you're trying to build a team, you're going to have people who don't work out for whatever reason, and you're also going to see who steps up and gets shit done. Yeah, yeah, it's a process. You're right. It's what life is. You're a writer, Rex. Yes, I'm a writer. I found out in maybe 2017 and I don't know that it dawned on me then that I'm a better writer than I am an artist. But I do stuff too. Um, get your damn Discord set up, Rex. uh, I got it set up. I mean, I never go in there and stuff. It's like these back on Twitter, these back chats. I don't participate in all that blather. I ain't got time. I'm thinking about things, and I've got about 10, 11 days, something like that, less than 2 weeks before I start to work, which will affect some nighttime streaming. Like I won't be able to do topic lists or Lorenzo's or I'll still be able to co-host with Apex on Saturday at midnight, which is good because that's like a biggie where we do interviews and stuff. Um, had Greg on there, although I didn't get on with Greg. He bounced. Technical problems. Um, I've made some amazing connections in the retro gaming industry. Yeah, I know you've been working on that. I was expecting to make money for my games. Gun Demons, the labor of love. Yeah, I mean, you have to generate that income to put to your projects for sure. I mean, it comes down to that. I'll be able to pump money for my games into Gun Demon and other titles. Eventually, my comic book titles will pay for themselves and even profit, but I'm not counting on it. Well, I mean, you're a third of the way there, the way I see it. And I assume you're going to hit, Kickstarter up next, or maybe, develop a little bit more and relaunch it on Indiegogo, maybe a second time. Even profit, but I'm not counting on it until I have a few books out. It's a niche industry. Yeah. Well, what do you think about my idea of him? I mean, like, so I get 10 pages, 5 manga, same story, and 5 Western traditional hero. What do you think about that? I hadn't pitched that to him yet, but That's one thing I forgot to tell him. Bill Sienkiewicz, Moon Knight #1, Fist of Khonshu from 1985. Nice Bill Sienkiewicz cover. I think I owned this back in the day. I don't know. I'd love to go back to the Apex Comic Show. Oh, I'm sure we can set that up. I don't know what. I mean, we had Anthony from Dark Gift on last week, but we set that up like 2 weeks ahead of time. But I think he's like week by week, pretty much. He probably got something set up for this week, but I don't know. Hit him up. Now that I'm not having technical problems, well, hit him up. I'm sure we can schedule it. If not this week, maybe next week, Greg. I'm not even earning profit yet, Greg, and I have 12 books now. You need a lot of perseverance. Yeah, I mean, making a comic book is, the hardest thing. And that's why I hadn't done it before now, you know? But CG connects you with people and, also has a distribution, you know, distribution's the main thing, which is basically Kickstarter or Indiegogo, right? Or some lesser platform. And a lot of these web comics, and I sell my stuff on web pages. Not everybody's going to check out your web. Mr. Boomer don't. Uh, but now I'll go to eBay. So my overages are going to be sold on eBay, like Ethan. And I think he only probably opened that account up then, and you can't even sell right off the bat. You got to have at least to open up a store like he's got. You got to have 10 feedback, which is not hard to get, but just buy some stuff and get some good positive feedback. But it takes you a week or so. Yep, I'm launching on Indiegogo again. I'll be adding the products that I didn't add to the first campaign. Cool. Uh, I think the key is multimedia approach. It is multimedia approach, production. Dave says people are still trusting their books to Liberty Distribution. Yeah. I mean, they're like, well, that's what's out there. And, Nightwing 100, issue 100 from 2005, Scott McDaniel cover. Got it for cover price. It's already 2005. So almost 20 years old. Almost getting there. He didn't do the insides, but he did the dope cover. I like Scott McDaniel. I imagine not everybody does, but I like Scott McDaniel. He, in the early, like 93, 90, I think it was 94, he did 2 deluxe, high end square bounds of Elektra. He did Daredevil, Run. He's done a lot of Nightwing. Um, That's where most of the stuff I've seen him. What else has he done? He's done quite a bit. Phantom Stranger by Mike Mignola, #1 from October 1987. Nice Mike Mignola cover, Mr. Hellboy himself. I'm going to introduce a character like this, kind of dressed like this, in my cosmic character. It's all coming together. I like it. I didn't think that I was going to, and I've actually can use that page that I was not going to put in my book. Now I can use it. 5 likes, and I've had over 5 people in here. What's the deal? Get on it. Hit that like button. I got a meeting. Be back in a bit. If you're still live, yeah, I'm going to go for a while. See you, Greg. And lacking in people are lazy and lacking in ambition. Yeah. Yeah, man. If you don't dream, man, I wrote something down. I wish I had it right in front of me. I said, dare to dream the impossible dream and make it happen, basically. This must have came with a, not for resale. This, and I don't think I had this one. I might. 8 of 8. This is Scott Collins artwork. He did Flash and other things. But I think this is like 2005. Gave $5 for it. Came with probably a Marvel Legends figure. I like to get these. And this spells out Avengers in this series, I believe. Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Of course, I'm a big Avenger fan anyway. I'll leave you stream running muted to help with the algorithm. Thank you. Appreciate that. You probably muted it, see. Yeah, great, Uncanny Avengers. If you've seen these, I'm sorry. I showed them on Vic's channel last night, but I'll get to some new stuff here. But yeah, great. Yeah, I can almost hear him laughing. And I know some of this newer stuff, but I mean, like this is a few years old, I mean, that other was like, going on, getting close to, like 17 years old. I mean, it can't all be a Braun. I actually saw, passed up because it was $15. Uh, I forget. It was basically Brave Arrow. Oh, not Brave Arrow. I forget what it was called. I've got some covers or some books, from the 50s. $15. It was not in that bad a shape. I really should have got it, but spread my money. Maybe I'll go back for it. I mean, I was surprised they had a Golden Age book. Um, Avengers 55 or 755. I got this one basically. I ought to leave this one out too because it, had some winged creatures like there's going to be in Devil Flyer. It's no big secret. He can control like winged, except they're black. Okay, I'll drop it. They're called demon flyers. So he's got an army of demon flyers that he can just control. Don't spread out your tokens, Greg. Yeah. Nightwing number 8, Night of the Owl's Prelude, Talon cover. This was the series where he had the red and black costumes, number 1, and I recommend getting a number 1. I've got 2 copies. One in, I really wouldn't want to have it graded. It's okay. I mean, for a new book, it's like, well, what the hell? It's been read or put in a box, and yeah, it's okay. Well, now I think that I showed it the other day. It had like a subscription crease or something, like breakage color down the middle slightly, but enough. You wouldn't want to get it graded. And I've got another one that's signed. So, but I highly recommend getting whatever series this is of Nightwing number 1, black and red costume. I think it'll go up in price, of course. But nice Talon cover here. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited about things. I'm excited about what's going on in CG, and I think this will be a transformational year. I meant to show this creature from the Black Lagoon, the Mago doll I was talking about, has the great steel of him on the back. From like the chest down, it's all cloth, but he's got plastic hands, plastic up here. This is all plastic, but now this is the doll or the action figure covered in like cloth, like they do, except for the hands and the feet are plastic. But all that pattern is printed on cloth like nylon. Nice black and white, gray version of him. And fairly inexpensive. I forget, I didn't look at my receipt, but it wasn't much, that at Walmart. I'm going to use this as a thumbnail maybe for tomorrow. That's the only reason I bought it. Image Comics, Stupid Comics from September 2002. Because I like, grabbing titles like that, Stupid Comics. A lot of people do think comics are stupid, but we know better. We know better. To me, it pushes the boundaries of my imagination. It inspires me, not for everybody. Hulk, sort of Spidey tribute. And there has been a Spidey Hulk. I think I've got his first appearance. I do like the disintegrating logo. I like talking shop like this. Don't spend all your tokens. Yeah. Greg. Yeah. Don't spend those tokens. Didn't even know this was out there. Love it. Mutants versus Ultras First Encounters. And it's a hefty book. And it's a, I won't show you, but he's got his bone claws here. I noticed for the first time. Wolverine fighting Prime, um, and Darkman here's off. He's on the back. It's a wraparound cover. Uh, Fighting Jargonaut, 80 pagers, $6.95. That was a lot of money back when this came out. I gave $5 for it, and it's in pretty nice shape. And I didn't even know. And I wanted it. It was like, wow. And I know Marvel bought the Malibu characters, and anyway, inks by Art T. Bear, by the way. And he also did like an exclusive cover, to this as well. I think they had multiple covers. Of course they did. No, losing my audience. Oh well. Oh, and $20 for this one. This was one of the first comics I ever bought. The first Spidey I bought, I was $149, I believe, with the Jekyll and Spidey versus Spidey, his clone, the beginning of the clone saga. Although they didn't jack into that till the 90s, So it took them about 20 years to say, hey, let's do something with that clone. Most people hated it, but I do like Tom Lyle's Scarlet Spider design, But yeah, this was, I don't know if I got the previous issue or what, but yeah, I got first 149. This is a little bit later, 158 with Dr. Octopus and the Ghost of Hammerhead. $20, pretty nice shape. I mean, I haven't even looked it up or whatever. 25 cents. But one of the first comics that I bought off a rack of Spidey. Pretty cool pickup. I like that. When you can recapture something you've lost. Jim Rugg, Hulk Grand Design Madness. New thing, Gave cover price for it, $6. Nice gray Hulk cover. I don't think this was the only cover. I've seen another one. But that's pretty nice. And it's pretty wild layout inside. All those Grand Design things are. This got a little, Klaus Janson, Frank Miller feel. Electra number 100. Boy, things don't pick up today. I'm not going to stream long. Gosh, man. I like audience participation. I don't know how you say this. I want to say Primus, but that looks like an O. Primos. Anyway, this is probably the best cover. I've seen two others. Interesting looking team or whatever it is, but I just like the painterly feel, like the sci-fi feel. Always like Aztecian Ziggurat, Number 3 of 4 from Upshot. Just a great cover. Basically bought it for the cover. Grabbed me and I was like, oh yeah, I gotta have that. Very nice. I mean, even the grass work. I like gritty things, I mean, it looks like a roller and they rolled the paint on here and here. It's not just a clean line. It wouldn't work if it's clean line, really. I like the grunge of it. And it looks like they painted white over the red. See, there's red in it. Very nice. Oh, I'd love to own that painting. That's cool. Love this lore. Gonna have to do something with this, with the story. Study a little bit. I've got books and stuff on it too. There's one I've got that I want to call Think Tank. I think there's been think tanks out there, but it's a kid group, 5, and they're all jacked in computer wise, and they can create a energy tank, any kind of configuration they want. What if Miles Morales became Wolverine? And I like that they have Roy Thomas there. It says Thomas, Wynn for Lynn Wynn. Couple great writers. Ramita for Ramita Sr. Bendis, Declan, Sora, Trimpe, great Herb Trimpe, and Miles written here in graffiti. 4 claws instead of 3. Don't spend all your time. Oh, wait a minute. Do a collaboration with Rosie's toy dolls. Oh shit, his anime dolls. Yeah. Hey, we might work something in that. Like if Rosie will show us, some of the main the anime dolls or whatever, we might work them in, as far as background setting pieces or something. That'd be pretty cool. I don't know. Drunk Ninja. Uh, hey, he should do a crowdfunder a book called Drunk Ninja. This is number 8, Shadow Man. It's done like, black sensitive cover. It's basically why I bought it. It's a good cover, but it's black. From Valiant number 8, Shadow Man number 8. I don't know. Does anybody know what this movie is that it's alluding to? This ought to be a hint right here with what they're doing with the logo. Kind of reminds me of that old movie Piranha, Of course, they did a sequel to that too. I saw some behind the scenes steals to that recently. Morbius, Bond of Blood. The best thing I kind of thumbed through this book. I hadn't read it, but the best thing about this book is I think it's the cover. Of course, he was the first Marvel, believe it or not, he was the first Marvel character I ever read in anything, was Morbius. And I heard the movie was, like the black, looks like blood, but it's just, shadow on the angel, but it does look like, could be, dripping blood. And he's grabbing and crushing, in his hands the tombstones. So that's pretty cool. But his face looks more skeletal like. I mean, which he always had, a skeletal look. Um, Gil Kane drew him first, gave him a great look. I don't know if he designed Morbius or what, but he was the one that did Amazing Spider-Man 101 and 102. And 102 is in that magazine right there, Vampire Tales number 5, my very first Marvel anything from 1973. Begged my father for it, 75 cents plus tax. Carnage, if you've seen these again, sorry. He should make Dingo Man. Well, why not have a backup? It's good to have, more than one story, different. I mean, more than one IP, more than one property. I mean, hell, I'm introducing, I know at least 10 different characters. And that's what I want. I have a universe of characters. And, it's like, I mean, some will kind of, we'll get to them when we get to them. But, and some will be focused on immediately in their own books. Like Silver Boa, he's coming along great. So can't wait to get to that project. But it is a different mindset, film noir, how to set that up with nice darks and lights and, like looking through a blind in a window, I know that's been done, but I mean, it's just, it's painting with light, inking with light, really. But sequential art, yeah, I thought I had Amazing Spider-Man here, but it turned out to be a Marvel Tales. I did know that it was Marvel Tales when I was checking out. But at first, when I grabbed it, and they had like, I didn't even put on here. It reprints Amazing Spider-Man 125, April 1979. I haven't even looked up to see if this was the original cover. I bet it's not. I bet it was, on some of these Marvel Tales by this time. I think they were doing original covers, and this one's done by John Romita Sr. Of course, this may be the cover reused, and if it is, it's still a good cover by John Romita with the man wolf. Of course, I'm working on some werewolf stories and stuff. CG demands werewolf stories. Werewolves are out though. I gave like $3 for it, I think. 35 cents. Werewolves are out. There's the thing where like vampire movie when Democrats are in power. I think like zombie and you know vampire movies, and then when Republicans are in power, werewolf movies, and I forget what else. But yeah, there's a theorem out there on that, which was pretty interesting actually. And you can look now. There are exceptions to the rule, like Reagan was in power, and you had the Lost Boys, and you had like werewolf movies, like in the '80s of Wolven, or what's the other one? Got one on Blu-ray there. I hadn't watched. What was the werewolf movie? Who cares? Okay. All right. Now, Batgirls, plural, number 5. Nice Kirby-esque type cover, but this is not a female's hand. Almost actual size with mine on the cover. This is a man's hand. And this is a man's hand. And that's a man's hand. I mean, this could be Black Panther. It could be the Fox from Red Circle Comics. But I mean, okay, you got the hips and you got a little booby, but these are man's hands. What the fuck? And very broad there. Just saying. Shouldn't use such language, but get $5. Cover price one. Snagged a good old Blue Beetle. Sorry if you've seen it. Blue Beetle. Doing a little cleanup here. I'll get another box here in a second. 12 center. Shit, I didn't. I think that's number 2. Should have wrote it. Blue Beetle from the 60s. The original. I mean, they did a new redesign, Charlton, but they also did some stories that with the original Blue Beetle. And Devil Flyer on his first cover was next to Blue Beetle. They called him the Blue Scarab, but he's the Blue Beetle. So that's pretty cool. Not in this outfit, more of like the Charlton second Blue Beetle. And Dick Gargiano was over that, and he said, I think he didn't like the hero line. I didn't know what this was, but it was cool. Cool cover. It's actually a Walking Dead type thing. I don't know. It was like Spider-Man, Venom, something. I just thought it was a cool cover. Couldn't pass it up. And it's black and white, virgin color cover. Love the giant, like, Spidey looking. Sorry, it looks like Spidey to me. Or iteration, lording over, the vehicles and buildings and stuff. All shut up. I don't know what's going on, but it's a cool cover. So I bought it, $10, which, I think the cover price was probably about $10. Yeah, I and Finatra were talking for about an hour, behind the scenes. It was pretty cool. I showed him a few things as well. Got around to that. See what else we have here. I know I have a lot of boards and bags now. These are like repurposed boards and bags. Finding space for everything is increasingly getting harder to do. It seems like. Oh, these may be Golden Age. Yeah, these are Golden Age boards and bags. I got that 50 boards and 100 bags, and I'll go back and get the for $6. I'll go back and get the boards. They'll keep in stuff. That's a good thing about this comic shop. They said they made a major faux pas by ordering a lot of that Marvel sword type stuff. Well, hell, use some common sense. Nobody wants to see that X sword shit. Nobody wants to say gay month, Asian tribute issue. I saw one the other day. Blacks, all our black characters. What does it matter? What does skin color matter? To the average normal person, you don't think, well, he's black, he's mixed, he's mutt, he's pedigree. I mean, I thought we did away with the class system. Oh, well. I mean, from England. Sorry if I offend somebody. Yeah. I also got and watched Megalodon Rising. The best thing about this movie, and it wasn't bad, wasn't terrible, but it's one of those asylum movies, I think. Yeah. So cheap knockoff. And they got one for every big major movie comes out. So the Meg, and that was a good movie. The best thing about this movie is the artwork. I mean, I'd buy it just for the artwork, just for the size differential, you know, of the shark to like a person. Shoot, he's a goner or she's a goner. Shoot. And really, this doesn't even look like a Meg. Megs had some, I mean, teeth, but they were probably that big. The best thing about it's the slip case or you know. And I picked up Ghost in the Shell, Scarlett Johansson. Whoa, crap. Ghost in the Shell, $5. I'm not going to give more than that for it. I probably shouldn't have gave that. And I've got and watched that recently. No Way Home. That's fine. Go ahead and watch it. I don't know. It's up to you. And I got the 3 season. I may already have them of Bionic Woman from the 70s. I've still got some comic bags that slip behind there too. I've got to get. Now I'm filling this up again. But and I also got from the Doors, all their big hits. And I was going to play that yesterday, but it won't come through like I had it. So, and I didn't care if I got copyright. Megalodons fascinated me, frightened me since I was a child, but all the movies about them suck bad. Even the Meg, frustrated and frightened, or fascinated and frightened. Yeah. Rosie is an internet STD. Says Greg. Yeah, I mean, this got all like 20 hits. They're big songs. Great pickup. Something to listen to while I work for sure. I didn't do that much last year. I did listen to music, but you before that I was listening to like Doctor Who audios, and I'll probably still do some of that, but I mean, just making room here. I said in my description cleanup, Oh man, I forgot to bring back down that Wonder Woman book. Promised to do that, didn't do it. And Superman after that. I'll get to it. But things have been shaping up nicely. This looks like the clean, mixed in with the golden age boards and bags. I don't want to invest a whole lot in golden age boards and bags, and some of you out there don't even have golden age board. And I'm not dissing on anybody. I'm just saying golden age. Well, this was, if you didn't catch it the other day, Red Koi, original, blank cover. I think this is Greg. I should have put it there. This is, a sticker maybe to his new project he's coming up with. If you didn't see it, and then the nice full Red Koi #1. That's the way the cover would look like, or does look like, I guess, because I don't own a copy of #1. Or first, second, third, or whatever printing. But here is his first cover that he ever did. Pretty nice. Do like the fish and I think altogether got about $27 for it on their auction or something. I just wish that they would coordinate. Most Meg is trash. Okay. I would love to watch a good Megalodon movie, but alas, well, you may have to produce it, Greg, in the future. Alas, such a thing probably won't exist in my lifetime. The way I look at it, Greg, is, you know, if we want good comics, if we want good entertainment, somehow we're going to have to make it happen and show people what entertainment can be. Uh, Entertainment. We're going to have to do it ourselves. I mean, it's something, dream big, dream the impossible and make it happen. Most of the mainstream movies of the era will be forgotten except as the studies into the era of psyops and social engineering. Yeah, I mean, and this is going to be a heavily criticized, unless they win out, which I don't think they will. But the start of the 21st century is going to be heavily criticized for the stupidity and the stupid actions of people um, that were taken, and the violation of rights and other things like that. It's going to be heavily criticized in history in like 50 years. Only 50 years. And that'll only be the beginning. Probably, and some of it's already started, but even the Jurassic franchise is trash in this era. Yeah, I mean it's grabbed that quick buck, Really they're bankrupt with ideas. Don't scare myself to death if I directed a Megalodon movie. That's why you delegate. I need to set this one aside for Pops. Um, had you know since Greg, you seem to be the only one in here now, I will show you some stuff that maybe you haven't seen that I have featured. Oh, I haven't shown this to anybody yet. This is a Charlie Chaplin, the kid poster, not an original, of course, from 1922, but that's what it would have looked like with Jackie. I don't think I've shown that. Jackie Coogan as the kid there, and the police officer is Charlie Chaplin's brother, Frank. He would star, I mean, he would be different characters in Chaplin movies. But yeah, that's Uncle Fester before he was Uncle Fester. And he became the highest paid child actor in Hollywood after this. And that ain't small potatoes. But then as he grew older, of course, but during the 20s, he was making some buck. Of course, that's why the Coogan Act came in, you know, and they passed legislation that, some money had to be put back for these childhood actors for future use of their education or whatever. When they come of age, they could come into the money that they've earned in entertainment and not have their parents scam them out of it. The movies of this era will be criticized in 10 years. Yes, entertainment will, yeah. Chaplin, yep, awesome, yep. Uh, I don't know if you've seen these. Oh, this is Amazing Spider. I got this because I've got several iterations, the original and stuff. This is Amazing Spider-Man, 1965, the year I was born. So 56 years ago, the annual cover by Steve Ditko. And it was also on a detergent giveaway. I've got it as well in the 70s. Uh, got a coverless of it. This had Doctor Strange in it, this particular annual. 72 big pages, as it says up there. I got that to go with since I've got so many things with that book. This one is two old Flash Gordon serial posters. I know I'm showing stuff I've already shown, but hey, just for you, Greg. Trip to Mars. This would have been to one of the sequels. This guy was a millionaire that played Ming, the Merciless. He didn't have to act, but that's what he did with his life. He acted, but he was well off. I think he might have inherited his money, or his family was wealthy, but he didn't have to act, but he did. Wouldn't that be nice? Um, yeah, 1934, copyrighted there. So that gives you, 15 Starling chapters. Universal came out with this. Larry Buster Crab. Of course, I've got a book from the Playboy Mansion or whatever that's autographed by Buster Crab. He was an Olympic swimmer like Mr. Tarzan was. And there's a picture of him and Johnny Weissmuller in that book together as they're, older in the early 70s. I don't know what chapter this is, but this was one of the, imagine in the lobby seeing this, as a movie in the 30s. Must have been wild. I mean, theaters, made a big show of things back then. Um, it's about due for a Chaplin binge watching session. Yeah, for me too, especially after reading Charlie's Letter. Oh man, and I haven't read mine. I haven't even considered reading mine, but I want to. Was it good? I mean, thumbs up. I know it was. Uh, I always wanted to. Oh, I did watch some Chaplin not too long ago. The Rink. Was it the Rink or? I mean, I watched his first one, which was Tilly's Romance or something like that. But that wasn't the first one released. It was the oh crap, I can't remember the name of it. Uh, I'm really rusty on my Chaplin. I always wanted to make a movie about the lives of May Oto, okay, and okay, Sun Tzu. Oh yeah, I know who Sun Tzu is. The Art of War. Um, yeah, but who's Mayoto or whatever, or the other guy you're mentioning there? Who are they? I'm unfamiliar. You have to jog my memory. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, this is. Just thought this was cool. Got it from an artist, limited print, done on like photocopy, large photo paper, something like that. It's was done in 2014. Uh, Signed by the artist. 29 of only 100 made of Steve McQueen because I'm a big Steve McQueen guy. Cigarette in his mouth. Nice. Like it. I just wanted to see the scene in which stocked up. Wow. I think I know what movie you're referring to, but I'm unfamiliar with the name. And this is, I believe I recall, this is young Bob Dylan, cigarette in his mouth, playing guitar. And this was limited, done by a different artist in 2015. Well, my same artist, probably. Different signatures. 29 of 100 done on that. I just like the negative space and everything. Young Bob Dylan. Oh, the Book of Five Rings. Okay. Kind of on par with you there. Let's see, what is this? Did I show you both? I don't think I showed you both. Yeah, this is another one. Isn't it? Well, if it's not, here it is again. But I think that's a different one. That might be the same one. Which one is it? Maybe this is the one. Yeah, this is the one I didn't show. Another poster for another chapter of Flash Gordon Trip to Mars. I had a Thor here, a dope looking Thor. Where's the freaking Thor? Surely this isn't it. This would be huge. Oh yeah, this is it. I used to have this. I probably got it at a carnival. Uh, now I didn't. Now it wasn't this big, you know. And this is. I thought I was getting an original when I bought it, and it was years till I unpacked it. Probably till I actually looked at it. This is Jack Kirby for sure. Panels. And Jack Kirby Takeoff, but I don't think he did the art for the poster. That was just like a trace or something by somebody. Hey, let's see. Lorenzo, yeah. Hey, Rex, Greg, Shadowhawk, Max. Yeah, yep. Well, I just re-showed that stuff for Greg's because Greg hadn't been in here in a while. And those posters are pretty cool. All right, on to some more stuff. Of course, I took out a bunch of production art to show Finatra last night. I just need to put this stuff in there for now, get it out of the way. It's nice to have some new comic boxes, new supplies. This I need to set where I can find it though, because on Sunday I'll be on Pop's channel on the show offs. Texas Dave Houston will not be broadcasting, being my partner on that show as he usually is, because he's taking a vacation. But Pops is going to fill in. He wanted to show, and I don't, Phantom Star Killer. I didn't find my other two copies. What the hell? In the cleanup. I put that one down here so that I could find it. That's okay. I'll stick it in that book. I'll marry them together later. I showed a bunch of the Adlers to Finatra. He was tired. I mean, we talked for about an hour. Uh, after Vic, but yeah, I showed him Adler collection. This is going to be, it's not completed, but, and I've already got him working on it. The splash page to Sea Demon. Portal opens up, the Kill Dragon, which we named on this channel. And then, of course, his tail is cut off at one time, not in this story, maybe later. And then because Blood Dragon, because we couldn't decide, we voted, right? And everybody liked, two of you liked Kill Dragon, two of you like Blood Dragon. So I get two characters and I had the colorist color the same artwork, green and red. So that'll be the difference. But yeah, I mean, Kill Dragon. He drew Kill Dragon last night. Vic did. They're falling out of space. I just put this in there to show the size difference. That he's much bigger, but not kaiju size. And they're tumbling out of this portal. Uh, and lightning comes out, energy discharge, darkened clouds is disrupted, the portal and even the portal's disrupted, and the weather, and lightning strike comes down and boils the water as they're grappling and falling into the Pacific Ocean. It's going to be an awesome, like 5-page story. It's going to be awesome because you're right into the action, and this ties in with future events. It's going to be awesome. I'm not going to tell you where the portal's from or how that happened or anything, but it's going to be right into the action. I'm streaming tonight. Lorenzo says, yep, yep, yep. I'll try and catch it, Lorenzo. No promises. I really have a lot of stuff to do, but yeah, I need to because I probably won't have an opportunity in the next, after these next couple weeks. I'll be working at nights. So I need to take opportunity to get on everybody's stream I can at night. And I like the conversation. I haven't been around because I was sick. And I've been busy. Yeah, as fuck. Getting work done on Gun Demon, Mecha Man, Battlegate, and Blastbot. And I know you've been working on the cards. It's totally understandable, Rex. Yeah. Well, I mean, man, I've got to get some stuff in order. I mean, really, I've got to. I've just got to get up earlier tomorrow. I mean, I knew I wasn't going to. I streamed all night last night with Vic, but we made great progress. And in fact, okay, I need to go to my Twitter. I can't even remember. What we did. We did. I know we did a Sea Demon all beat up, and then like a hellscape. Fire, because fire, and that made perfect name, or Aquaman. He's weakened in water. He's not out of his element, so he's a weak link in the chain in this particular fight. That's and in this fire realm, and uh, so that leads. Um, so he drew a beat up, in a hellscape sea demon, and then he drew Kill Dragon, which is basically that's start of, I was just trying to show him, what he would. And I didn't design that. My friend Elsie designed that character, and then I've shown on other channels the trading card artwork that I did with him screaming and whatnot, and had it colored in red and green. So thanks. He's going to be a great character with two great names, I think. Yeah, Vic draws Kill Dragon. Also, let's see, that's I kind of like tweeted out the same thing. Vic draws Sea Demon and Inner Man. So he drew me an Inner Man. That's right. He started drawing me an Inner Man. So I got 3 pieces done, and I've got him started on 2 splash pages. And Tank says he's going to use him after his move. And so, he'll be a little busy beaver, and he might not have time for me. So, while I can get some stuff done, I'm having him do me some stuff. Let's see what we've done. Let's see. I've been around. Yeah. I'm streaming. Greg says, can't find your Facebook profile. Did you ditch it? No. Are you talking to me? Oh, are you oh, you're talking today. Okay. And only use Genuine Comics on page on Facebook now. Okay. Let me move this. Let me get a box. Be right back. Put myself on mute. I will not forget to put it back. Thanks for hanging with me. Box 170. It is larger. Not all short boxes are created equal. Still haven't got all the the old pie safe. There's a magazine. I'd love to fit it in here. My dad, those shelves and that shelf, one for me and one for my brother. And then of course I took it at some earlier time, whatever. I wound up with them. They're, need all the shelf space I can get. I don't know what I would do. Couldn't really move it in here. But a magazine, if I moved that sofa out, I could, but you couldn't see it. But it'd be nice. And it doesn't hold that much, but I think it's big enough to hold big treasure editions. That'd be cool to put treasure editions. It's got one slanted, and then the rest are like, the other two are like that. It doesn't hold that much, but it's big. And it's handmade by my dad. So it's like, I don't want that to go, away. So, um, I haven't done that yet because, there was a lien across the house or something. I don't know. But I'm sure it's paid for. They just have to prove it because they didn't submit the stuff to the courthouse. So if you sell a house, or if you make payments, make sure the courthouse knows. That's my advice. I had a Brazilian. That's the reason I had this. Of course, I like 100 pagers anyway. I had a Brazilian production piece, acetate piece to this, but in Portuguese. This is Shazam number 13. Shazam from the 70s. 60 center. That's some of the first comics, or one of the first comics I read was a Superboy Legion of Superheroes 60 center in the mid 70s. Okay, I'm going to have to put something here to lean this stuff against. So it has some cushion. There we go. First, I wondered if you were playing a game of hide and seek. Yeah, Lorenzo, bust my balls. I can't find your face. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, that's fine. Hide and seek. Hide the treasures. Go find them for sure. Ooh, this is going to be a good box. I can already tell. Planet of the Vampires, number 3. Neil Adams did number 1, and maybe it's in here. I've got multiple copies of that. This has got one of those little stamp-on stars. I don't know if that had to do with distribution of it or what. A marking, kind of like the spray paint, coloring that would be on the edge. And then when it gets on the cover, they call that overspray. An overspray can affect the condition of your comics, the value of them. If it's, depends on how bad it is. And I used to have some that was it kind of looked like a Neil Adams, but it wasn't Neil Adams. It was Garcia Lopez Dead Man cover. And I bought them specifically for that. At that time I was just buying a few extra books, and I think I bought 3 copies of that. Of course, sadly they're gone now, but it had overspray over the artwork, but it wasn't, it was splattered, black. But it was pretty neat effect, and that's why I bought them, because I thought it was like rare error. But yeah, up there on I, it's got a little, and I don't know if that denotes anything or what. I have other books from other collections or whatever that I bought that says this stuff on it, so it's got some kind of significance, like a date stamp. And I don't think something like that, if it is genuine, not just a kid, playing with something, would distract from, if you got it graded, you know. Planet of the Vampires. I'm going to say this is the last issue, number 3. Could have had a number 4. The longest running from Atlas Comics. They were trying to take on very briefly, playing a high page rate, like about 125 a page, maybe more than that. Back then, that was a high page rate. Paying more than Marvel was, trying to take away the talent, and they got some talent. They got, I think, Howard Chaykin, Neil Adams, Steve Ditko. They had some people, but it only lasted maximum 4 issues on any of their titles. And like I said, the number 1 of Planet of the Vampires had, don't know who did this cover, but Neil Adams did the first one of that. Atlas Comics tried to relaunch, I'd say about 2013, and they didn't last. They lasted probably about the same time, and they did the convention stuff. Now, see, here's another copy of it, but you can more clearly see it, and it's a bigger star, but with a circle around it stamped on there, right here in the M. So I don't know if there's any significance to that. If it's like a date stamp. The Circle 8 collection, which I have an example or 2 of, sometimes they would write 8 cents. Sometimes they would write, put an 8 on it, or they would put on the top copy. It's a big collection called the Circle 8 collection. And they would put like the number and a circle around it on grease pencil. And those that are denoted were the top copies. They didn't do it on all the stuff. But yeah, that's a big collection, pretty neat story, kind of like Mile High collection. So if you see Circle 8, it's just one of those pedigree things. Here's Planet of the Vampires number 2, and this is a Neil Adams cover. Quest of Blood. Yeah. Very Dracula-like vampire there. And bondage cover. Hero in bondage and the woman. Neil Adams. Atlas Comics. Around 1975, I think. They weren't in business very long. I only gave $1.61 for that. So I tried to fill in some gaps on the Atlas. Some of them can get a little more pricey. Another copy. The copy of it. You buy in lots. I find that's the best way. Another copy. Because these are bound to go up. I mean, especially now that Neil Adams died. for Neil Adams Completist. You know, a lot of people don't even know this stuff's out there, that he did stuff for Atlas. Okay, here is a Pat Broderick cover, but inked by Neil Adams. I knew Adams had something to do with it. 1974, it says here. Okay, so number one, they got started in 74, maybe went out in 75 or sometime late 74. February. So yeah, they could have went out and all in the same year in 74. Pat Broderick with Neil Adams inks on Planet of the Vampires. Great title, number one. Black up there. Pat Broderick, pretty tight for his work. I mean, he did Captain Atom, a long run on Captain Atom. He's done a bunch of different stuff. Pat Broderick. It's storming here. I hear thunder. Another copy. $1.61. I mean, come on. That's pretty good for these Bronze Age books. I mean, the Cougar number 2. I'm not sure who did this cover. Rich. I was thinking Rich Buckler. Rich Buckler with the origin, the beginning in this issue, the origin of the Cougar. So this is the Cougar number 2, but it's the origin issue, or the beginning of the origin. Hopefully they got the whole origin of the Cougar out before they quit. Rich Buckler and Al Milgrom. I need to sit down and read some of these. Al Milgrom. So they got Al Milgrom. They got Rich Buckler. Oh, Rich Buckler did some great covers. Some of the best that they did for Atlas in the short time that they were in business, maybe about a year. Another one, this one's kind of a little faded or whatever. I mean, you know, you can do a comparison, especially up here at the top. Don't know why. Is it sun faded? Sorry for the rippled bag, but, you know, you can tell, especially in that red. Although the red in his shirt looks deeper, darker on this one than it does that. A lot of it depends on the press. Okay, Cougar number 1. I'm going to say Dick Garagano cover. But don't hold me to that. Maybe not. Cougar number 1. Have you seen these from Atlas? Some 70s Bronze Age goodness. To keep up with the chat. I can't find your fish. At first, I wondered if. Okay. Any green folks for Lorenzo? Excellent point, Tree Goblin. Where are the comics featuring my green brothers and sisters? Well, we simply haven't gotten to them yet. Number 1. Again, little worse condition, but you know, paid same price for. I mean, you know, but this would be the one I'd read. You know, not gonna hurt that too bad. Yeah, it's not that bad of shape. The Brute number 3. This has got a little spine row. Going up against the Death Gauge of Death Stalker. This is a Pablo Marcos cover, and he was top talent. Used, you know, as an inker a lot, but yeah, he could draw. These were exciting enough looking characters and stuff, I think. And here's the main character, not this guy. This is the Brute. Not the Beast, but the Brute. Another copy. Quit showing us the same thing. Yeah, but these are really nice books to have. Multiple copies of. Another copy. Oh, I like this because, I mean, here's your lizard representation. And doesn't he count as a lizard? Earlier. I mean, come on. Creature of Black Lagoon. One of the best costume designs in Monster. And kind of like these guys. Except in red. Well, let's see if we know. Don't really know who did this cover. Maybe Stanley's brother. But this is the Brute number 2. Yeah, man. Don't tell me these aren't reptiles because it says Attack of the Reptile Men. Right there. It's too bad the company no longer exists. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, did this look interesting to you? I think they're pretty cool. I never saw them, but then I don't think they were gone by the time I started collecting. Um, I had The Creature from the Black Lagoon on DVD. Oh, yeah. And do you have a version of it in 3D? It was released in 3D when it first came out, in color, I think, but also a black and white version. It looks cool to me. Cool, 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 cool. And like I said on VIX last night, the second return of the Creature of the Black Lagoon, the second movie, I believe that's the title of it, starred a young unknown actor, and he had a good talking part. He played like a lab technician that carried a white mouse in his pocket, and his name was Clint Eastwood. That was his first movie ever. Was a Creature from the Black Lagoon movie. Yeah. And also in Godzilla, I believe it was Lee Van Cleef, who played westerns, that played on like the spaghetti westerns, A Fistful of Dollars with Clint Eastwood, and A Fistful of Dollars More, and The Good and the Bad and the Ugly. He was missing the tip of one finger, I believe, maybe two. I can't remember, but he played a sharpshooter shooting at the creature. I think that was the movie. Might have been Gorgo. I don't think so though. I think it was a Godzilla movie. Sadly, I don't have the 3D version. They did Wizard of Oz in 3D, and I've got it, but I have to play it on my Blu-ray, and I got to find my controller. I got a lot of nice stuff, like the been stocking up on Blu-rays because I haven't been watching them. But I've got all the original Battlestar Galactica and Battlestar Galactica with the movies, the series, and Battlestar Galactica, kind of the redo or whatever, you know, to try to do something different. I think it took a little hiatus and then it came back as Battlestar Galactica 1980. That's where they really reach Earth, I think. Iron Jaw. Iron Jaw fights serpents of Hell, the Lizard King. Barbaric Fury Unleashed. Number 3, sort of a Conan character, except he had a metal, Iron Jaw. Although iron's heavy, taking on the Lizard King. Yeah. I would say Rich Buckler cover. Let's see, Pablo. No, but I'd be wrong. Pablo Marcos. I just took a stab in the dark. Pablo Marcos. And I drew blind. I mean, but I think I knocked it out of the park. Another copy. These are in great shape. I mean, to be, let's say 74, we're talking what, 40 years nearly? Is that right? These are in great shape. These are the type of shape. Not all of them, but most of them. And I didn't give a fortune for them. They're still affordable, but yeah, things are going to go up like this one, Iron Jaw number 1 by Neil Adams. Ever. I mean, now Neil Adams was it. Come on, man. At this time, Neil Adams on issue 2, fighting a grizzly bear in the arena with other grizzlies there, and the woman in bondage, of course, and the villain sitting up here like Nero, Caesar. Barbaric adventures. Look at that bear. Got his arm in his mouth. Jeez, man. Look at her spread eagle. Huh. Somehow, I don't think she's getting excited, though. Not that type of excitement. Iron Jaw number 1? What the hell? I thought we already had an Iron Jaw number 1. Oh, Barbarians featuring Iron Jaw. That was Iron Jaw. Okay, I've never noticed that, I don't guess. Or if I have, first issue, Barbarians featuring Iron Jaw. So, don't know what that, but more Iron Jaw. Like they were really pushing Iron Jaw. He's a little weak, but I mean, it's like Conan, but I do like the skull they put on the covers. And, this is nice with boards flanking the logo. And I like this here for Atlas. I mean, they did it Marvel style, right? And, stuff like this. Of course, that was nothing new. Attributed. Now, I love this cover. And sadly, I don't remember who did it, or don't sort in sorcery. Wolf the Barbarian, number 4. So this would be the last issue. Can Wolf survive Death Knight in the Darkling Forest? I want to say Abel maybe on the inks. I don't know about the artist, but I like it. I like it a lot. One of the first Incredible Hulks had him in an arena like the grizzly bear with a creature like this, and he was on top. Looked like Conan with like a rug like cape. Really nice. It was like Incredible Hulk 102, 103, something like that. Well, no, 101 and 102 were my first Hulks that I bought. Another copy. If one's good, two's even better, and 3 and 4. Because then you can sell or trade those to other collectors, and effing technology. I figured out why I couldn't find Dave's profile. I signed in as I had to sign in as Greg. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Wolf number 3, and this has a star with a little circle around it again in the F. Oh, nice cover. Ooh, really? It's not John Romita, but man, it's got a John Romita vibe in that face. But he didn't do it. I couldn't tell you who the artist is on this. Sorry, guys. I didn't know we were going to be pulling the Atlas box today. I might have done some homework. But right there, I don't know what those don't denote. It might be like a date stamp, maybe just on a top copy, and these were top copies. But like I say, if you get them graded, I don't think even CGC, who's a pickler for little things like that. Here's another one with another star there in the L. I don't think they're going to grade off for that, like a date stamp. Really depend. Now, if you had like the character's face and you had the date stamp on his face, they would probably count off for that. Kind of like, and I hate when you get people to autograph. Now, I can look at this after looking at 2 more and go, wow, man, this has better saturation of color on it than these others. And I bet you I can pick these up and and you can see the difference. These 2 are just about the same. So I'll just grab one. The reds, anyway, on the fire are more intense on this one. I think you can tell. It's darker. Maybe some of the other colors too. Sometimes it's just color. Just better inked. I remember to keep these in order. But, when they're all the same, it really doesn't matter. Wolf the Barbarian. I still don't know who the artist is here. But, they had some top talent. All new, no reprint, says up there. Fourth Dimension, the Monsters of Famine. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of tentacles. Were you familiar with Atlas, Greg? Probably heard of them. I don't know if you've seen a lot of these. This has a star up there in the logo. Morlock, 2001, Midnight Men, number 3. I think this is a Rich Buckler cover. Star up there. All right. Another star with a circle around it. This one's a little worse shape, on the spine and whatnot. Yeah, breakage of color, but hey, only gave $1.61 for it. I don't know what that is, but it was on a lot of these Atlas, but not just Atlas, but other similar things on other books that I've gotten. And some of them, like this one, doesn't have it. Another copy, little, not as worse, not as in bad shape as that, but it did have some breakage color and different stuff too. This number 2 of more 2020 or 2001. I'm trying to think. Jack Abel, who did I mention? Jack Abel and Dick Ayers. Dick Ayers might have did some stuff for him. This might be Dick Ayers. Yeah, they changed the look. Like, I don't know what's going on in more like 2001. And then they've got another title. That's kind of neat, that sort of little biological warfare, something thrown on him. Oh, freaking hell. Other guy's got a acetylene torch there. Contaminated, all contaminated. Stopping before we're all contaminated. Morlock must be destroyed. So is this Morlock or that creature? What? I mean, on the Phoenix, they changed his look and they changed this guy's look, even in that short run. Trying to switch things up, I guess, capture the imagination of people. We'll go 2 hours and stop. We didn't add that many people in, but thanks for hanging with me as far as you have. Morlock 2001, number 1. I think that, Al Milgrom and Dick Garagano. So Dick did work for him. The world's strangest superhero. So Al Milgrom and Very Tight Inks by Dick Garagano. And I hope I'm saying his name right. You say it like you want, and I'll say it like I want. Fighting the Tree Beast. Really? Groot. It's Groot. That's what it is. It's Groot on steroids. Phoenix. Just talking about him last issue, number 4, because none of them went over 4 issues. Protector. And this is what he looks like on this. Do like the little gliding things under his arms. Kind of like Sea Demon has, or Black Bolt, leader of the Inhumans, Cyclopean monster there. Artist, maybe, Larry Lieber. I think Larry Lieber, Stan Lee's brother, worked for them as well. Another copy, and I mean, bam, if you look at something, I mean, not that big a difference, but man, just the saturation of the red, just bam, that background. Like I say, I could put something like that back there and you could see it a mile away. You back, Shadowhawk, or did you just get home? Atlas Comics logos look familiar, but I'm not sure if I've read any. Yeah, and the thing of it is, they probably based a lot of that somewhat on, Marvel. I mean, they had the banner and the price over here and the authority code. They did have authority code. Valley of the Devil. This is Phoenix number 3, next to last issue. Not sure on the artist. Really not. But fighting some Yeti? I don't know. Kind of a snow scene, but with like Bigfoot feet, Sasquatch. characters. I don't know. But, I mean, look at the difference. Number 4, last issue costume. And that different looks to the same character. Or, no, that's the Protector. Oh, Phoenix, the Protector. No, I don't know what's going on. But the way I see it, you can collect the Atlas stuff. It's like, okay, they came out with a bunch of titles. None of them ran over 4 issues, but there was a bunch of titles, and it would take you a minute to get them all. But you could conceivably collect everything that they came out with. That's what I'm trying to do. And like the go-go dancer or whatever, Bunny, those are the ones I think, or maybe that's Harvey I'm thinking of. Maybe it wasn't Bunny, but some of the non-superhero ones that were kind of hip and are the ones that are worth something. This is Dick Aragano cover number 2. Like the villain in the huge monitor. He kind of reminds me, this is 70s look for sure. Like he could go jogging and he's getting attacked by some muggers. But Phoenix, what was I going to say? Oh, he kind of reminds me in this kind of a vibe of Gold Key's old character or Valiant's later character, Magnus Robot Fighter. Except he's not fighting robots there. But yeah, that slack suit, I don't know about that. Looks like he's going to go jogging with Forrest Gump. The Scorpion, number 2. This is kind of film noir. This is Ernie Colin cover. And Howard Chaykin might have done the artwork for the Scorpion inside. Howard Chaykin was I love that woman's face, how that's done. Very nice. Vampiric looking zombies or almost like Solomon Grundy characters. Nice logo. I mean, they had nice logos and stuff. Shadowhawk Backs, I have a bunch of awesome stuff in the works for Gun Demon, Mecha Man. Can't wait to show you. Yes. Just got home. Traffic's terribly lately. Yeah, it is. I got out briefly in the rain, in the storm, just to check my balance. I was up to snuff at the bank. Hands of the Dragon, that was kind of out of whack yesterday. Number 1, from the Holocaust of an atomic explosion comes the toughest kung fu fighter of them all. Origin issue. Number 1. Black around here, sensitive areas for color breakage, but this is a pretty nice copy. During the kung fu craze, Bruce Lee and all that. So they had several genre, barbaric, hero, sword and sorcery, kung fu here, dragon, lizard representation for Lorenzo, lizard. Sergeant Stryker's Death Squad. You don't see this much. This probably looks like a Larry Lieber, very curved fingers and whatnot. Yeah, they're going towards a landmine there. Sergeant Stryker's Death Squad, number 2. Savage Combat Tales featuring. So there might have been sadly, I don't have them all. And swastika on this mine he's got on him or something. Very Kirby-esque. Probably Larry Lieber. Nice, underrated book. Sweet Greg, I can't wait to see it. He says, I sucked at opening the Indiegogo UI, but I'm good at everything else. Laugh out launching on Indiegogo and treating it like a continuation of the first launch. And when do you expect that? I know that's a loaded question, but when do you expect your relaunch? Are you going to do another sign up? I hope to have my sign up for the 48 pager in the next 2 weeks before I have to start work and get busy. I'm going to ask Tank if he can help me out with that. I hope we can get it going. Of course, I got to get some scans and stuff to him, but I've been getting the work done. Oh, yeah, it's signed Lieber. Am I good or what? This was Larry Lieber. Another copy. Larry Lieber, Stan Lee's brother. Savage Combat Tales, Sergeant Stryker's Death Squad, number 3. Mission Kill Rommel, the great tank general. Got a little star up here at the end, stamp. Rich Buckler cover. Bursting in. Yeah, throwing the grenade. Catching the dude right in the face, it looks like, with the machine gun fire. Maybe that's Rommel. I like this. This is one of my favorites out of the thing. I think Gray Morrow did the work inside. He worked Gray Morrow on the 1967 Spider-Man cartoon. What Alex Toth did over at Hanna-Barbera. I have a new variant cover in the works that features Mecha Man and Gunny on it. A few other things, such as the T-shirt and action figure that I didn't use in the first campaign. Cool. Yeah, I mean, all guns to bear, man. Hit them with your best shot and fire away. I mean, you got to have stuff up, and I'm kind of lacking on that. But I've been getting like patches and stickers designed and stuff, so I'm getting ready slowly but surely to put up some neat stuff. Tank said he had like a neat idea for a T-shirt. Don't know if I want to commit to doing a T-shirt on the first campaign, but it'd be nice. But I want to be realistic too. I'm waiting on art and finish my cinematic trailer before I do the relaunch. Yeah, I mean, I know you got a movie in the works. I'm definitely down with the action figures and variant cover, maybe a T-shirt. Yeah. What do you think about this? Since Shadowhawk's in here, would it be too confusing to have different tiers named after different YouTubers, like a Shadowhawk Backs tier or Greg Levitt tier with different things in it, or a Tree Goblin tier? Would that be too confusing? I mean, I'd still have, unless like Shadowhawk Backs, he's got a long, name, but I'm uh I'm not going to add the Gun Demon Battlegate deck in the relaunch though. I'm relaunching that deck in the Battle Game campaign coming up, so you guys will have the first BG decks and the rarest. Oh, like the ones that's already backed it, like myself. Is that what you mean? Like the 15 or whatever decks you sold or whatever many? Because I did back that. I know I got it at half value, but can't wait to get it. Uh, yeah, Ernie Colon cover, Ernie Chan. I don't know. It just says Ernie. I guess it's Ernie Colon. Yeah, Supernatural Chiller, the Grim Ghost number 2. I think this was looking at this, it looks like it's set in modern times, but I think the Grim Ghost is like a character that goes back, in time. I mean, as far as his origin, this is like art within his cape. That's pretty neat. Using his cape for that. I don't think anybody's shown these books any love. This would be a great homage cover to do. Um, those decks are guys backed in the first campaign are $15 cheaper than the deck's going to be from now. So you got a sick deal. Yeah. Okay, good. I was worried I had to do something else to get it. Uh, appreciate you guys for taking a chance on the new creator. Hey, man, no problem. One of my favorite covers out of the whole run. This one sadly's got maybe stuck to another copy. I don't know. I would say that. And that could happen at the printers. The ink's still wet. Number 1. Black sensitive cover. This one's not in that great shape. Glad to have a copy, though. Kind of reminds me of Rune a little bit in the coloring. Might I make that? Let's see. I'm also adding some drawn-in slots for Mecha Man issue 0. Gun Demon number 1 draw-ins are all sold out. Well, now how is that? Was that on the first campaign? You guys are still in here, and it's showing I got 0 watchers right now. What the F? What is that up? Or did everybody leave me? Content. Ooh, Werewolf by Night. That's Marvel Comics. Have you ever heard of Marvel? I'm talking to myself, aren't I? Nobody's in here. Well, Great Skull cover. Fairy beneath the cold, cool moon. And I did go over 2 hours. I got one person. Greg says, have a meeting? Or BRB, have a meeting? What's BRB? Werewolf by Night, number 30. City trembles as the werebeast stalks the street. Yeah. My first comic. Now, my first magazine was that, but was Werewolf by Night, King Size Annual number 2, with Don Perlin artwork, and he went up against Frankenstein and Satanist. Now, beg your grandmother to buy you that with an upside down cross, sacrifice, dagger above, ready to plunge it in, and beg your grandmother to buy that for you. I got her to buy it. Betty Bryant, I don't know, but that's Aunt May for sure. And like being electrified, electric chair, although they don't have the little skull cap down on them. It's above them. But great cover that they actually merchandised and put into a school keeper, or whatever you call it, trapper keeper, or whatever. There were a few of those come out. GI Combat, Joe Kubert, number 133, featuring the Haunted Tank by Joe Kubert. Lieutenant Stewart, there is your brother. He is safe. Yeah, he's the bait for the trap for those white supremacist Nazis. Well, I've got some other great books. In fact, the next one there, I think, I had the production artwork too. But we'll stop there. Went over 2 hours, 12 minutes. I'm showing 0 viewers. May not. And I know people are busy. I got nothing else to do except clean. Yeah, I do. So, anyway, thanks for the 8 likes. And for everybody that came in here, Greg, Blue Sasquatch at the end. If you're still here, I'm showing 1 viewer now. But I don't know. They're messing with the analytics. Oh, still here, Shadowhawk? Oh, but that was earlier because you said you had to run. But yeah, I mean, Lorenzo, all you guys, and no women. I'd stick around if women would get in here. Share those links. Now I got 2 people. Okay, I'll keep going. Why not? If I finish this box, that means I can get a better box tomorrow. And some other collectibles. I had might still have it. I think I sold it though. I was glad to get some Tim Sale stuff. I think I still have some Tim Sale production artwork for sale up on eBay. Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale, Spiderman Blue, book 6. I think this was the last one, and it came out in 2002 because it's got the 2001 kind of tribute. Red, white, and blue, and the towers, the Twin Towers pictured there. Nice Tim Sale cover, though. And I had a production piece, too. That's why I got this, and I do like it. I do like Tim Sale's work. Comic Book Comics, number 4, featuring Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, Robert Crumb, Herg, together for the first time in comic book history. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's got a sticker there, but I was going to buy this book. Got it for 57 cents, $3.99 cover price, homage to Fantastic Four number 1. Stan Lee bursting up through. Robert Crumb, Underground. But unfortunately, they slapped even got the old style lettering. Cool. Cool book, though. I love homage, especially to Fantastic Four number 1. 30 center. This is a Leolido. What cover? He did the one thing I always remember he did Spider-Man 2099. Number 36 is a blue printed on March issue. So it says 1980. I'm going to call foul on that and say 1981. They haven't changed the copyright yet. So 1981 March issue of Spider-Woman number 36, 50 center. Got shot in the back. Nice cover. Whoever did it. I love this because we get 2 Spider-Women. I think I might have even bought this one back in the day, back in April 1981. Maybe not, but it's great. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Okay, one Spider-Woman will have to go. I need a better copy of this, but it's nice. Yeah, seeing double. Number 25. Love that costume design. It's brilliant. Love it. And then, of course, here they're not showing the underwear, the glider type stuff like that when they put that in there. Black costume Spidey, Web of Spider-Man number 35 from 1987. No, I'm going to clarify that. It says February, so it's going to be 1988 issue. Spider-Man versus the Living Brain. Peter Parker's return to Midtown High, plus the dramatic return of one of Spider-Man's deadliest supervillains. Special tribute to teenagers issue. Black Spider-Man costume here and Venom costume down here too. I'm going to say Ron Friend's art had a nice, web of all webbed up Spider-Man. Him and Superman, got to have five titles out. Anybody in here? Oh, yeah. I mean, what the hell? It said 0, now it says 1 as soon as I ask. What the hell? But my light count is still at 8. What the hell? Web of Spider-Man, April. Could be 87, but it's probably 87, not 86. Well, April. What am I thinking? And the 25 is real small. That's kind of unusual. Black Spider-Man cover again. Beware the Stalker from the Stars. This character kind of looks like the character that I was having. It's Al Milgram Inks. I don't know. Larry Lieberman. Okay, Larry Lieberman again with Al Milgram Inks. Yeah, Stan Lee's brother drew this. So we saw some Larry Lieber. Today's Larry Lieberman Day, I guess. We saw Larry Lieber artwork from the 70s, and now here is from the 80s, like a decade later or more. Black cover, nice black cover here. John Byrne cover. Peter Parker, Spectacular Spider-Man number 102 from May of 1985. Always liked this cover. Suddenly Killer Strike. That's Killer Strike right there. Giving Spidey. Nice when you work with light like that. Like the Spidey light is lighting him up, his own blast. Otherwise, it's black. This would be kind of like what I'm talking about, being underwater. If you had just a black canvas to deal with, how would you make your artistic choices to tell that story? This is pretty interesting. Bill Sienkiewicz, 1987, after S-H-I S-C-H-I-L-E. So you pronounce it. Do like this exaggerated black costume Spidey here. Part 3, the conclusion. This is Peter Parker, Spectacular Spider-Man 133. Here he's half Peter Parker and half, black costume. But yeah, very stylish. Nobody was doing stuff like this in comics, still Bill Sienkiewicz. I mean, I don't want to say nobody, but and it was about time, in my opinion. Micro series, love micro series, number 1 of 2, in 3D, the new, the Volunteers, Dead End. Okay, Eclipse Comics. This is 1 of 2 of the New Wave versus the Volunteers. New Wave first came out with a New Wave, I think number 1 issue for 50 cents. It's kind of a jump on. I don't know if it was numbered. I can't remember. But the insides of this 2-issue series was done in 3D. I don't know. I think this is probably, a photo, background, but they reworked it. It's not actual photo, but it was taken from a photo. So you can't really say partial photo cover, but the artwork was definitely done, probably on a light box to get that. And number 2 of the micro series, A New Wave versus the Volunteers. The last issue, look out, he's busting loose. Maybe he's going to start breakdancing. From Eclipse Comics. Look out, he's busting loose. I think he's going to go into a breakdance routine, really. It could happen. Really, we might be into Eclipse, but as soon as I say that, there's a Dark Horse comic. Because I got some Eclipse stuff, Eclipse books, almost a whole long box from a gentleman that worked for Eclipse, and he was partially paid in comics as they were going out of business, and so I bought, them from him. So they're, some titles I never knew he out with, so I was glad to get that stuff. This was bi-weekly. That was kind of different. Only 50 cents, which was cheap then. The New Wave, America's number 1 team. I didn't realize even at that time, Return of the Heap, and he was in Airboy by Eclipse Comics. This number 8 of New Wave, that the Heap, I can use him, and I'm going to. He's a public domain. He was the original first swamp monster before Swamp Thing, or that I know of, or one of them. Reoccurring sort of hero swamp, before Swamp Thing or Man Thing, was the Heap in the 40s. And on that, I think I'm going to call it quits. There seems like 0 people here. It seems like every time I see that, the counter goes up. And I got 8 likes. Been streaming for 2 hours, 23 minutes. Got about halfway through this box. Like I say, this was the larger halfway box. So I'll put these back in there, flip it on around, and we'll see the rest of them tomorrow. I think it worked out pretty good. I think it was a pretty good stream. Enjoyed it. As always, just stormy, pissy weather outside. So till tomorrow, guys. Thanks for coming in, and keep collecting. And yeah, keep your eye out for the Devil Flyer mail up. I know some of you did on the black and white ash can, but this will be a totally new campaign for the whole 48 pager. If I can expand on that page count, I will. I do what I can to give you the best value for your money. 12 issue card set. Of course, that starts with the black and white ash can. So if you hadn't got on that, if you want a 0 issue, if you want a black and white version that's only going to be of number 1, you need to get on that, and you'll get not 1 set of those, but 2. And you'll get 2 books for your 1. So check it out. Devil Flyer, black and white ash can. It's only going to be up for a little week. a few weeks. When the alternative books come in, I'm thinking about taking it down. Probably leave it up a little longer, to make sure that people, because that'll, might take a couple weeks for them to see that in comic book shops and things like that. Want to give everybody a chance to get one. Uh, you know, I'd like to print a few more and give to people if they want to see them. And it's really, even after you read that, you'll go, okay, so what? But you'll want to get Devil Flyer 48 pager for sure. Things are coming together great on it. I'm very excited about it. I'm just a little tired now. I don't act excited, but like Carrie says, I have a soothing voice. But man, I'm excited. I'm excited about the way the stories are coming out, and I'm taking time to pressure cook. And people are wanting to work on this stuff. Give me the script. And I like to. Man, I've added another scene to Grave Tales, even to get the doc, which I need to draw out, and I will do that tonight. So just hang on, man. It's going to be great. This is the beginning of something great, and regardless of how the campaign goes, there's going to be more out of Momentum Concepts. Nobody backs it but me. Hey, man, whatever. I mean, it's dead in the water, but I'll still be creating. I'll still be pitching things, still be paying artists for original artwork. And I mean, we're all in this together, hopefully. And CG rocks, okay? CG rocks. Hell, Comicsgate. Thank you, Uncle E, for everything you've done, and all the others in CG. It's changed my life, and I know it's changed a lot of other people's life, and given us a second chance, to see our comics finally in print. And now I'm finally where I can put my money where the mouth is. So, you know, I'm putting every dime I can to it and giving you the best product because I want to see the stuff out. I want this stuff in my vast collection. I'll sell half my collection off, to make it happen. I mean, I got multiples. Not the good stuff. Are you crazy? Anyway, keep collecting. Bye.